Normally on this channel, we look at full-size trains, such as this CSX LO70, with C40-9 9025 in the lead. But today, I think we're going to do something different. Well, you know how they say a model railroad is never finished? Well, here's a perfect example of one that never will be. This is Dwight Smith's Northern Vermont Railway. And yes, that Dwight Smith, the founder of Conway Scenic Railroad. So, here we are on the back side of the layout. As you can see, most of the track is where it's supposed to be, except for, you know, the obvious. But, 90% of the track is back in place. It was all Code 70 flex track and hand laid track, which if you're running stuff like this, obviously that isn't going to work very well. So we decided to go with Code 100. In doing that, I had to resurface half of the roadbed with new cork and obviously new ballast because of that. And it's been a project and a half to do it, only because of the fact that, as you can imagine, getting stuff to sit flat on a 30-year-old surface is not the easiest thing in the world. So just for a comparison of some of the stuff that I've had to do to get this layout to be functional, is here is the height of the new cork that I've put down, and there's one of my locomotives right there, the 345. If you come over here, there's the height of the original cork. And you can see how much taller the cork bed used to be. And what's made it a challenge to do that is getting the transition between the two heights to be correct. The only way I've been able to do that so far is by changing the height of the tables. I come in here to these cross braces, and if you look, I've set extra blocks in, and I've used those to change the height of the tabletops so that the cork bed doesn't go completely out of alignment and cause a bunch of derailments. The next phase in the process, once I get all the track done, is going to be buildings and scenery. And as you can see, scenery is a little bit cooked at the moment, but that's because there's a portion of the backdrop that is not currently in place, and that's because I recently had this section of the table out, and this whole yard was moved out of here. So, I've got a lot of work ahead of me, but it'll be worth it when it's done. In February of 2019, myself and a few members of the North Conway Model Railroad Club would go to Dwight's house to start disassembly on the layout. It was a multi-day process that was definitely not easy, but between club members and members of my own family, we were able to get it done. The videos on screen now were taken by my mother. Of course, I was busy working on disassembling the layout, so I wasn't able to take pictures of it. So what she did is she took pictures and videos to make sure I could remember where everything went. Now, the last two clips have shown pieces of the layout that I do not have. They are now part of my friend Jordan's layout, and he models the Union Pacific. But he does own several pieces of Main Central equipment, and I believe this is where he would keep all of those locomotives and rail cars. The photos you're seeing now were taken by now club president of North Conway Model Railroad Club, Wally Hills. It is to my knowledge that every year Dwight would have an open house for the layout, for people to come and watch it operate. These pictures show what the layout looked like prior to his collection being sold off in 2019. This layout was responsible for getting Dwight many of the Model Railroader awards that he got over the years. most of which came from the National Model Railroad Association. The certificates and awards go as follows: Master Builder, Scenery, Master Builder, Structures, Chief Dispatcher, Master Builder, Cars, Model Railroad Author, Model Railroad Engineer, Electrical, and Association Volunteer. I have every intention to keep his legacy alive with this model railroad, keeping to how I think he would have run it and the locomotives he would have chosen for the job. And Mr. Smith, if you're up there watching me, I hope I'm making you proud. If I have anything to say about it, the Northern Vermont will live on forever in your name. May you rest in peace.